What's your favourite Pixar film?
My favourite Pixar film? Good question, Wall-E. You?
Ratatouille, I like a lot.
I think that says
Wall-E's up there, actually, but
Yeah.
Ratatouille, yeah.
You know, likewise, Ratatouille, very good. I think that's a good reflection of our interests, actually. Space and that,
Yeah,
robots.
and I am vermin that likes food. So, yeah, very clever.
Do you know what? I watched Coco recently. That was good.
Yeah.
Sad. On with the show!
I saw a thing of that, you know, What's Good Games, the all-girl gaming channel.
Yeah.
They sang "It's the Final Countdown" like badly at the beginning of one of their videos, and they got a copyright strike on it because the algorithm has picked it up that they were singing it.
What was I doing?
Huh?
What was I doing?
What do you mean?
You should be careful you don't get copyright claimed.
We were just naming Pixar films.
You think we'll get claimed for naming Pixar
Well, that's
films?
what I'm saying. If three
Mind you,
girls can't
who
even
knows?
do Final Countdown singing it without getting... with no music,
That's a
acapella.
dynamite melody, that though, mate.
They've
You
gotta
want
be
to
good.
keep your hands on that if you
Yeah.
own it. This week we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically, because it is out soon.
The 12th entry in the Kingdom Hearts series. And I wish I was
that
joking, but I'm not.
No.
It is the 12th instalment of the Kingdom Hearts series.
I knew it was big, but I didn't realise it was...
It's true. This one's actually set after Kingdom Hearts 3D. Something like Dream Double Drop Distance Dynamo.
Yeah.
That's true as well. Liam's going to have the real name on the screen. It was like Dream Drop Distance, I think it's called, and it's set after the
That
events of
sounds
that.
like a wrestling move.
And
Dream Drop
yeah, that's that tag team duo name, isn't it?
That's Dangerous Mike.
Yeah, Back Off Dudley Boys or whatever they're called. Yeah, it's based on.
I like that you got that bang on and then Back Off Dudley Boys or whatever they're called. I don't know. I'm not
No,
into
but is it
wrestling.
the Dudley Bros or the Boys? I forgot. Anyway, listen, Kingdom
think it is
Hearts
Boys.
3D. That was the last chronological entry
Yep.
in the series. Kingdom Hearts 3, aka Kingdom Hearts 12, is finally here after years and 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 years of development, and it's a lot of people's like big game that they're looking forward to because it's got Pixar in, which we've kind of alluded to earlier.
Well, yeah, it's a JRPG with
Disney Pixar
characters in it. So
and Final Fantasy characters in. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, Sephiroth and Mickey Mouse together, Goofy and that. Just there. Winnie the Pooh, who we've already outlined
So in
already off
the age
camera,
of-
is a bit of a bellend in the
we
games.
had a chat about
He's a bit of a
that.
troublesome bear.
Weird conversation that was. But in the age of Avengers, Marvel's Avengers and stuff, people have got to have like quite a big appetite for this at the moment. I reckon even beyond the
This
normal
was
Kingdom Hearts. Sort of, having a big dream team sort of.
This is
game.
a huge connected universe. That was, I mean, again, well before Marvel connected universe. Now that people have got this, it's like, what are they saying about it? Can it outdo the hype, or will it just crumble under the amounts of pressure of a decade-long wait?
Yeah, well, who knows? First, have some voiceover. Kingdom Hearts 3 continues the long tradition of JRPGs having staggeringly inaccessible names, but it takes it in a new avant-garde direction. Contrary to popular belief, Kingdom Hearts 3 is of course actually Kingdom Hearts 12. I mean, not really, but it is in the sense that it is the 12th game in the series. So while Kingdom Hearts 3 may seem like a nice, straightforward title for a change, you are of course wrong. This game's title is just as, if not more confusing than the rest of the titles in this series. And this is a sequel to a game called Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, which is actually not the last Kingdom Hearts game that came out. That was actually Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, which was itself preceded by Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, obviously. So anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3 is out on PS4 and Xbox One on January the 25th in Japan and January the 29th everywhere else. The series is of course that one where the world of Japanese role-playing games collides magically with a world of sugary Disney nostalgia and iconography. But to my 12-year-old self and many others, it was simply Final Fantasy but with proper fighting, hampered only by the stupid presence of Donald Stupid Duck, a stupid kids character for babies. Kingdom Hearts 3 brings in some new heavyweight Disney properties including Toy Story, Frozen, Big Hero 6 and the, as far as I'm concerned, criminally underrated Tangled. There's also a new original world for players to explore, and there's plenty of familiar Kingdom Hearts favourites like Pirates of the Caribbean, Disney Castle, and Winnie the Pooh's 100 Acre Wood. The game keeps the same hack and slash action-focused combat that helped define the series in the first place, but with a long tail of spin-offs and semi-sequels behind it, you almost feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 has to be something of a culmination of all that came before it. It has to pull together a lot of elements from the games before it to even be worthy of having that simple numbered sequel title. It has to earn that 3 basically, and that is something that the game's creators have indeed set out to do in terms of gameplay at least, pulling in all the most positive additions and aspects of all those previous games into one title. So that means smacking things up with a sword, what's also a key, sure, but also using all sorts of cool magic in battle, summoning stuff in to help you out, transforming your Keyblade and unlocking new transformations for it. And of course, each world will have its own unique gameplay twist, or gimmick if you prefer to use that word, you cynical bastards. Kingdom Hearts 3 has had a long road to release, with early concepts for the game floating around as early as 2006. Kingdom Hearts 2, I'll remind you, came out way back in 2005, so this really has been a long time coming, and Kingdom Hearts fans have only had literally about 10 other games in that time to keep them occupied, the poor fuckers. Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced for the PS4 by Sony with a teaser way back at E3 2013, but the Xbox One release was also later confirmed by publisher and developer Square Enix. Game director Tetsuya Nomura has previously said there might eventually be a Nintendo Switch version of the game, but the priority up to release is of course the PS4 and Xbox One. Nomura said the game's lengthy development time was nothing to do with any technical or design difficulties, but simply a matter of corporate level decision making getting in the way, like shifting development onto the Unreal Engine 4, which led to extensive delays. And a fun fact that you might not know, especially if you're unfamiliar with the series, is that the central protagonist Sora is voiced by Haley Joel Osment, off of M. Night Shyamalan's 90s twist vehicle, The Sixth Sense. That's pretty good, isn't it? Good fact that to end on. So that's a lot of stuff about Kingdom Hearts there. More on that in a bit.
Yeah, of course.
First of all, Jake, you've been playing a game about
medieval fish robots.
A fish. Is it in a tank?
Yeah, he's in a tank on a robot body, yeah. Taking on other fish in robot bodies in the medieval times.
What's it called?
Feudal Alloy.
Feudal Alloy, yeah. I had a look at this on the eShop as well myself. I haven't picked it up yet. But
Just wanted to give you a little break from Kingdom Hearts with fish.
Yeah, we're talking about fishmen, robot fishmen.
So let's have a look at this, which the sore thumb of the video, and then we'll go straight back to Liam, who is the Kingdom Hearts authority, talking about Kingdom Hearts. So that's a voice that you should listen to. But first, why don't you just hang on, bear me a minute or two, and I'm going to talk to you about some fish, alright?
Don't put yourself down, mate.
Feudal Alloy is an action and adventure indie game with metroidvania influences. It's got a very interesting visual aesthetic, and the gimmicky boast is that you can play as a fish-controlled robot in the medieval times. It was developed by a tiny team called Atu Games, and it's out on the PC, Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch right now. Steam and the Nintendo eShop have a proper shit storefront, so I try to fish, that's not a pun, through the games and find really good ones, and then hopefully help you guys find some good stuff. This week though, I decided I'd do a bit on this without actually playing it. So what's it like? It looks like a really well-made Newgrounds game, or Castle Crashers. It looks like you could have played it on Flash about 15 years ago. Each area of the big interconnected world's got a different look. You've got like a farmland, crystal caves, some hot areas, castles. You don't really spend enough time in each area to get bored unless you get lost. And the enemies are all pretty decent looking. They're all takes on the fish in robots concept, but you can't help but feel a little bit shortchanged when there's only about 7 enemy types that just keep getting regurgitated over and over again. When you look at other games in the genre like Hollow Knight, a game where you play as a bug in a giant infested nest, you see so much variety that when a game comes out with 7 enemy types, you're like, oh, try harder. I think that's the big issue with Feudal Alloy actually. Right off the bat, the visual gimmick of it looking all fun and, whoa, there's fish robots, guys, is about as interesting as it gets. The gameplay is very standard Metroidvania, and it doesn't reach the same highs as other games that have come out in the past few years. And if you're going to do a modern Metroidvania, you're going to be compared to Hollow Knight. And if you're going to do a roguelite, you're going to be compared to Dead Cells. That's just the rules. I think the visuals led people to believe it was going to be a really special, unique game, and in fact, it's exactly the same formula as a game from 1994. The gameplay curve is nice, and you do unlock different abilities as the game progresses. The abilities are spread out nicely. You start off with like really basic abilities like run, jump, slash, and then you can unlock dashes, bombs, like electric discharge Blanca from Street Fighter style thing. Would I recommend the game? Well, this is what it comes down to. It's about as paint by numbers as you can get. And visuals aside, it does absolutely nothing new. There's 2 bosses in the entire game, about 7 enemy types, and there's about 3 songs, which get so repetitive that after about 15 minutes, you're probably going to end up just muting the game and listening to some music instead. I like to look at the smaller games, and they can't all be winners, and this one isn't a winner, but it's not exactly a loser either. If you want a nice straightforward action adventure and you don't want to spend more than 15 quid, then maybe give it a try. But if you are a die-hard fan of the genre, just heed my warning, you're going to be getting absolutely nothing that you've not seen before, apart from stupid fish robots. Well, that's the fish game done. Now it's back to Goofy and them boys.
So that was Feudal Alloy, which I haven't seen many other people covering. Really.
No,
it's probably a bunch of Switch dedicated review channels doing it.
I've seen some tweets. I've seen some industry people tweeting about it and stuff. You know, that's cool that can happen. I suppose that you don't go through the official things of like sometimes maybe just reviews don't get seen and maybe not enough people have been given codes and stuff. But then a couple of people tweet about it and then
voila,
then people are buying it.
Yeah, so it's a weird one. I think that the Switch dedicated review channels seem to be well ahead of the curve with these indie games. There's loads of them popping up now, and even though the indie games are nearly always on PC as well, they focus directly on the Switch thing because, like we've discussed in a podcast before and stuff, the Switch eShop is so badly, if at all, curated that there's channels that can make the whole thing about that, curating it and their picks. And because of this big vacuum now, people looking to try and find a trusted source when it comes to games, it's indie games especially. I thought I'd give you my little take on it because I do try and cover a lot of the indie games as they're coming out, because normally they take a couple of months to catch on, but I thought I'd dive in head first to this fish one.
I think the Switch eShop thing, you're totally right about, like, and you know, people are stepping in to fill in the
need for it.
Thing. Yeah, but they do need to sort it out. You get the chart so you can see what people are buying. You get recent releases so you can see what's recently come out. What's on sale, you can see that.
Coming soon.
And then you can just see, you can see what's upcoming, but you can see like Discover, which is like a weird sort of, it looks like to me what's been paid for promotion.
Yeah, who's paid the most money to get on the front of it?
Yeah,
because it doesn't always scream quality. To be honest,
it does not. No, and it just is like game of the week, and it's like, why is it on sale? No, they've just said, hey,
remember that game from August 2017?
Yeah,
game of the week.
They just choose a game to put a tile to. So it needs a bit of work.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Time waits for no man, and if you haven't spent 166 hours, which by the way is the average time it takes to complete the mainstay Kingdom Hearts series,
that's a fact, by the way.
That is actually
not made up.
That is actual, then we know a guy who might be able to help you get a little bit of information. Now, Liam's flat out said he can't do the whole timeline because it's just too much shit going on, and I can't blame him. If Liam says it, I'm not going to correct him, am I? So it might not even be a timeline. It might not be a history lesson. In truth, I don't know what Liam's about to say right now. All I know is it's going to be about Kingdom Hearts 3. 2, 1, who knows? And it's going to be good. And also,
it's going to be like retrospective as well, so you're looking back.
Before we look forward.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is out next week for PS4 and Xbox One, and it is probably one of the most anticipated games ever. It's the long-awaited conclusion to the mainline Kingdom Hearts trilogy, and after years of spin-off games, delays and teasers, it's finally hitting the shelves on January the 29th. But Kingdom Hearts is a series that has been going on for just over 17 years at this point, and just how is it that Kingdom Hearts came into existence? Who thought it'd be a good idea to mix Final Fantasy with Disney? Let's find out. The idea for Kingdom Hearts first came about when Square Enix producers Shinji Hashimoto and Hironobu Sakaguchi spoke to each other about making a game that could rival Mario 64. The pair wanted to make a game that had the same freedom of movement as Mario 64, but they believed no character could be as popular as Mario, with maybe the exception of Disney characters. Square Enix designer Tetsuya Nomura, who is best known for working on the Final Fantasy series as a character designer, overheard this conversation and volunteered himself to lead the project, which Hashimoto and Sakaguchi agreed to, and they appointed him director. Following the discussion between the three, Hashimoto had a chance meeting with a Disney executive in an elevator because at the time, Square Enix and Disney worked out of the same office building in Japan. So Hashimoto gave a literal elevator pitch for the game to the executive, and luckily the pitch was a success, and Disney officially gave the project the green light. And so development on Kingdom Hearts officially began in 2000, with Nomura signed on to direct direct, and Hashimoto taking on the role of producer. Originally, Nomura planned to keep both the gameplay and story of Kingdom Hearts simple, so it would appeal to all ages, but Sakaguchi told him if the game didn't aim for the same level of quality as the Final Fantasy series, then it would be a failure. So Nomura set about developing the story further, and he opted to stay faithful to the Disney characters because he wanted them to retain their personality, even though he'd been given total creative freedom by Disney. After spending around 2 years in development, Kingdom Hearts was released worldwide for the PS2 in 2002, and little did we know it would be the beginning of something massive. If you're unfamiliar with what Kingdom Hearts is exactly, it's an action RPG that follows the adventures of Sora, a young boy who journeys through various Disney-themed worlds alongside his companions Goofy and Donald Duck as they attempt to unravel the mystery surrounding the titular Kingdom Hearts. Upon its release, reviewers praised the game for its visuals, voice acting and music, but criticised it for its sometimes repetitive gameplay, occasionally awkward camera, and the gummy ship sections which some reviewers felt were out of place. But this didn't stop the game from becoming a massive commercial success, and as of 2006, Square Enix have said Kingdom Hearts 1 has sold over 5.6 million copies worldwide. However, Nomura was unsure if there would be a sequel to Kingdom Hearts, so to generate interest, he hid a secret trailer in the first game, teasing a potential sequel in the hopes that fans would discover it and ask for more Kingdom Hearts games. Nomura also purposely left some story elements unexplained in the first game, in order to leave room for other games to potentially be made in the future. But after the rousing success of the first game and the emergence of a dedicated fanbase, Square and Disney kept their profitable partnership going, and Kingdom Hearts transformed from a single ambitious crossover game into a sprawling multimedia franchise. As of 2019, there are 12 games in the Kingdom Hearts series, with the mainline games being in order of release: Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Re-Chain of Memories, Coded, 358 over 2 days, Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts Key, 0.2 Birth by Sleep Fragmentary Passage, and finally, Kingdom Hearts 3. But what if you've never played a Kingdom Hearts game before, and you'd like to get into the series, but you're confused by all these odd names and the fact that all these games are spread out across multiple consoles, handhelds, and even mobile devices, which admittedly makes the series quite hard to keep up with. Luckily, Square Enix have a solution, in the form of a huge bundle called Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far, which bundles most of the games into one HD remastered package, but it is worth mentioning that some games, notably Recoded and 358 over 2 days, are repurposed as feature-length films instead of being given the full remaster treatment. However, this bundle is only available on the PS4, so sadly Xbox owners are a bit out of luck. So what about the future of the franchise? Where is the series headed after the release of the long-awaited Kingdom Hearts 3? What's next for Sora and friends? Well, even though Nomura has said Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of a saga, he has since revealed there are plans for future games, and it has already been decided that some characters from the series will appear in future installments, meaning the Kingdom Hearts series is here to stay. So there you go folks, a sort of abridged history of the Kingdom Hearts series and how it went from one ambitious idea to a multimedia powerhouse. I've been Liam, see you next time.
I always feel like we load a lot of pressure into that because we don't know what Liam's going to say, but we always say we know it's going to be good. Yeah. I bet he sits there just like, fuck's
sweating,
sake.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't let us down so far.
Yeah, but it'd be pretty bad if we were both sat here going, well, fucking, I don't know what this is going to be.
He's a loose cannon. He's a fucking loose cannon. But there we go, Kingdom Hearts 3.
That was our Kingdom Hearts 3 episode with a little Feudal Alloy cameo in the middle there.
Yeah, just, we all need a bit of that robot fish.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be an interesting one. I think this could be a jumping in point for a lot of people because look how remarkable the graphics are. It's a beautiful way of dealing with this huge Disney world, and you don't get that many Disney Pixar related game tie-ins anymore.
It's going to be huge with like any sort of family setup, as for sure. Like if you're parents or something and you've got young kids who are watching like these Pixar movies and stuff, there's definitely going to be a market there. Yeah. Regardless of what type of game it is.
The fact that you just get to jump into Arendelle and all these different Disney Pixar institutions, as Sora and all that, it's a huge recipe for success for the family. So I'm interested to see how it does because a lot of people who play Kingdom Hearts 1 do love it. That's a fact. I'm really interested to see how many people are jumping in and starting at 3. Probably quite an intimidating place, but those graphics and like the premise of all these characters together, is like so full of potential.
The characters look spot on as well, don't they? They look like good representations of what's in the
film.
Oh,
absolutely,
stuff, so. This is yet another staple in the Big Jan calendar.
Big Jan's nearly over.
It's nearly over, but we got Resident Evil and we've got Kingdom Hearts within a week of each other. That's big games.
The main
big
events, I
games.
dare say.
Yeah. So probably expect a lot of Resident Evil 2 talk off us in the next podcast that's coming up. Thanks for watching this video. There'll be another one next week, of course. See you next time.